Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Raina Mo's Designs. And today we're gonna talk about 5 little tips and tricks that all DIYers need to know. So if that interests you, please keep on watching. Okay, so these are just some things that I have found to be helpful, and I wanted to share them because some of them are little mistakes that we make, and some of them are just, like I said, tricks that you can use while you're DIYing. And the first thing, I have it written down, is spray paint and styrofoam. Spray paint. Spray paint is a wonderful concoction that somebody came up with, and it really makes a DIYer's life a whole lot easier. You know, you can get whatever color you want. They even have spray paints and textures and everything. And it's just a really good, versatile tool. Everyone should have spray paint in their arsenal. Same as styrofoam. You've got different types of styrofoam. You've got styrofoam that obviously is dry, and then there's also a wet styrofoam if you're working with florals. You can get them in different sizes, you can get them in different thicknesses, you can get them in different shapes. Just wonderful. You can do so much with it that you wouldn't normally think that you can do. So gone are the days of thinking that styrofoam was only used for insulation and to keep your soda waters and beers cool when you were out at the beach. But guess what? Spray paint and styrofoam, they do not marry well at all. And I found this out during baby boy's graduation when I was doing the different arts and crafts for his graduation party. When I thought, wow, why don't I just spray paint my styrofoam tiles so I can make quick work of this particular project? And if you can see how warped that is, that's not a good thing. So thank goodness I had a lot of these styrofoam tiles, because I would have hated to have to go back and try and find them, because I actually did when somebody asked me to make one of the topiaries that I made with those, and the King Dollar didn't have them anymore.
Hey guys, I know this is really strange, but I just wanted to let you know the reason why my eyes cut to the side and such is because I didn't have baby boy or baby girl here helping me tonight. It was actually Polly Bear, and he was questioning something with the camera, so I just had to edit it out. But I just wanted to explain that to you guys and try out a different editing feature that I just figured out that I had. Anyway, back to the video.
So anyway, I just wanted to make sure that that was number 1 that I shared, because you know, with us being DIYers, we try and have fun while we're doing our DIYs, and sometimes there are times where we have to go slow and steady, and sometimes there's times where we have to actually speed things up. But if you're working with styrofoam, do not use spray paint. You can paint with any of the regular bottled paints, but anything that has any kind of alcohol, like they have alcohol inks out there, you cannot use that with styrofoam because it will eat it. Anything with some type of acetone or the alcohol, like hairspray, it just eats up the styrofoam, so you want to stay clear of that. The next thing I wanted to talk about is whenever we are DIYing and we are painting glass. I have found that the styrofoam brushes work way better than just a regular paintbrush. Doesn't matter the size, doesn't matter if it's fluffy or if it's stiff. Styrofoam just seems to paint the glass better for me. So that's what I have noticed. So I wanted to share that little tip because I know sometimes you see us using styrofoam quite a bit, and there's a reason for it, because we're using lots of solutes like glues and paints and other liquids, and it's not just because the sponge brush can absorb that liquid and disperse it more evenly, but it's because it just spreads and gives a nice smooth finish to whatever it is that you're painting. My next tip is also when you're working with glass, there's the argument of E6000 or epoxy. Now I know I've said in the beginning of our channel here that I noticed when I used E6000 or Fix-All glue with my glass pieces, they didn't hold very well as compared to some other YouTubers in different parts of the country. And then I found epoxy. Two-part epoxy to be exact. Doesn't matter the brand, because you guys know I find the little tubes from King Dollar and it works just as good as the name brand that you have seen me use. But just know an epoxy is a permanent bond. So if you're making something for a function that you actually have to pack things up and travel to the venue, and once you put everything together it's 2 or 3 or 4 foot tall, those things you have to obviously wrap them very well, but you may actually want to put those things together at your venue as long as you get there super early to give it time to cure. But it dries faster than E6000 as well. So that's just a little trick there. But for here, I think the humidity in Texas just causes E6000 not to cure to be a permanent hold. But if you do it with epoxy, you won't have to worry about it. My next tip is votive holders. Dollar Tree used to carry a 2-pack of votive holders, and you've seen me use it time and time again in different DIYs that I've done here on the channel. Well, here as of lately, I have not been able to find them. I did find a new type of votive holder that's in a 2-pack and it's cut like a rose. And I've seen some other YouTubers haul those, but I'm finally finding those in our area, whereas you guys have probably seen them months and months ago, but for whatever reasons I could never come across them. Well, I finally did, although it was down in Galveston County as opposed to up here in Houston. When I went to go and visit with my parents, I found them at their Dollar Tree. But I did find a substitute, and that substitute is this: the 4-pack of condiment glasses or ingredient glasses that you can find in the Dollar Tree, where all of the housewares are held. So all of the plates and the plastic that goes in the kitchen and the wine glasses and such, you'll find this in that area. And so I just use these as a substitute. They're a little bit bigger and they weigh a little bit more, but they work so well. So if you see these, pick them up, because you never know when you're gonna need them. And my last tip: whenever you shop at the Dollar Tree and you see something that is wooden, pick it up. You may not have a need for it right now, but you will. I have found that whenever I have found a new item that is made of wood at the Dollar Tree, there's so many different versatile things that you can do with it. And back in February, they had these little wooden plaques that you could put on the wall. I'm pretty sure since it's holiday time again that you'll probably find some with pumpkins. I know you're gonna find them with different Christmas sayings and such, because last year they had them. Pick them up. Even if you don't celebrate the holidays, like you guys know, if you've been a loyal watcher of mine, you know that I don't celebrate the holidays, but you can pick them up and you can paint over them. Some of them you can just use a sander to take whatever you don't want on it off, but it's the wood that you're looking at. You can even flip it over. But I have found the ones back in February, and I haven't done that DIY yet, but I'm gonna still do that DIY, and it is going to be a beautiful lantern. But you guys got to keep watching to see that particular DIY. But that's what I had in my mind, and that's what I'm gonna create with those pieces. But if you find anything wood, pick it up, because I'm telling you, in time you're gonna end up having a need for it. I have been on the hunt for the dupe for the Jenga with the little wooden pieces in the toy section. If you find those, get them, because it's a lot that you can do with those. I know that they have the wood looking chargers out. I have not been able to find those yet at my local Dollar Trees, but I'm gonna try and hunt those down at my mother's. Worst case scenario is I'll buy them online. But anything that you see that comes into the Dollar Tree that is wood, pick it up, because I promise you, you will be able to do some beautiful crafts with that wood. So I hope you guys enjoyed this 5 tips and tricks of a DIY crafter that I've shared with you, that I've learned through my own personal DIYing. If you did, please like this video with a thumbs up and hit the notification bell. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, because I can guarantee you I will be creating something that you won't even believe how it turned out. But most importantly, above everything else, have an absolutely wonderful evening. Bye.